Today is new front end to the Cruiser. It's going to completely transform the look. New bull bar, new grille, new everything. It's taken me 2 years to get this bull bar. Let me explain why. Now look, if you've followed the channel for any length of time at all, you know that Ando and I love a good marketplace bargain, and that's what this is. So this is a brand new ARB Bullbar. I've had a search on Marketplace, it just says 79 Bullbar for probably 2 years. And every so often I'll get an alert, new items added, I look at it and I go, not real good. This one come up yesterday. Brand new ARB Bullbar from ARB in Nunda. It was a one-off company that wanted a few of them made. They didn't need all of them, so they were just flogging the last few off at cost price. So I ended up getting this Bullbar, which should be 2,000 or 3,000, I don't know, for 800 bucks. That's crazy. Now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put this on, but I'm also gonna take this one off with the scrubbies, and I'm gonna sell this on Marketplace, and I can't wait to see what the deficit is. I reckon I can swap this Bullbar over for about 200 or 300 bucks, which, how good is that? So anyway, first thing I'm gonna do, we're gonna take the spotties off, take the whip off, take the number plate off and the winch, then get this Bullbar off. Right, so there's a couple of bolts underneath the scrub rails in the middle of the car, one at the back, and then obviously where they attach onto the Bullbar. Once they're out of the way, we can get to grips with taking the Bullbar off. There's only 6 bolts that hold it on, but first of all, we have to get rid of that winch and drop it down from the bottom. Let me put myself down a bit. Alright, here we go. Got my guts out, loads. Alright, with the old Bullbar off, let's talk about why I did this. So, look, there was a big tube Bullbar came up on Marketplace about a year ago. It was a white one. It came with the scrub bars. It was on for like 1,500 bucks. That was a cracking price. I stupidly offered him, I don't know, 1,200 bucks to go with that day and pick it up, and he goes, sorry, I might have sold it at full price. Fair enough too. So my advice is, if you see something in Marketplace that looks to be, I mean, obviously do your due diligence, make sure the product that you're buying is right, but if it seems a fair price, forget about haggling, just say I'll buy it. That's what I did with this. I picked it up and it was a very fair price. Now, why did I do it? The Toyota one that comes with it, that was the factory one. Look, honestly, I probably didn't love the look of it. The two big, call them the Darth Vader noses on each side, they tend to stick out a bit too far, and I didn't just love the look of it. Also, it was chrome and we wrapped it black, and over the last couple of years, it's starting to look a bit ordinary with all the tracks that we've done. Through time, I will get scrub bars for this, because the scrub bars that come with the Toyota one are grand, but they go around the existing factory side steps. Now, they're probably not the strongest things in the world, so if I can get the ARB ones, they are proper side steps, stroke rock sliders, so I'll be happy with that. A few differences: the winch in this has to be fitted before you put it on the car, whereas the Toyota one, you could, you saw me take the winch out there, you can mount the bar and then put the winch in after. So if you are getting a winch down the track and you're getting one of these to start with, just be mindful you're going to have to take it off to put the winch in, but obviously I'm going to put that in now. Also, I'll put the spotties on. I have got ARB spotties, so they will fit here as they're meant to from factory. I've got 4 antenna mounts here. I won't need all 4. I'll probably end up just using the one. Not sure if I'll use this one or that one, see how it looks. Then there's probably a provision here, I think down here, for the control box to be mounted into. And that's it. And the other good thing I'll be able to do now is, because this is an ARB bar, Explorer Oz do make a really cool bash plate for ARB bar, so I'll be able to get the Explorer Oz bash plate too, which will be very cool. So that being said, the next thing I'm going to do, winch fitting time. One other thing to keep in mind, so on the Toyota Bullbar and the old bar, the winch was mounted sitting flat on its feet, whereas on this bar it's going to be mounted, the mount is on the front of the bar, so not underneath, it's mounted from the front. It's going to have to spin the clutch around 90 degrees so it's still on the top when this is mounted to the front of the bar. So it's as easy as just knocking off these Allen bolts, spinning it around and then tightening them up again. So I'm going to do that now. Alright, that's the last one tightened. Let's get it onto the Bullbar. So this is clearly a 2-person job, but when you're doing things by yourself, you just kind of improvise. Andy bought a desk for his room the other week, and it came with all this cardboard pack-out stuff, so I'm actually going to use this bit here as a bit of a stand just to set the winch on, so because it has to be up a little bit from the bottom of the Bullbar, plus it'll protect the inside of the Bullbar. You got to do what you got to do. Now this is where I need 3 pairs of hands. What's happening is the motor is actually too long for the angle of the of the Bullbar. I don't know what the solution for that is. I might have to just pack it out at the bottom of it with a couple of blocks, which I don't have. Catastrophe averted. So it actually came with a fitting kit and the indicators, which I went and bought different ones for, so didn't need to buy those. An instruction manual, pretty cool, but mostly a bag of bolts that have spacers in them for this exact problem. Oh well, you live and you learn. Read the instructions sometimes. Tell me I put the nut in. Have I not put the nut in there? Maybe not. Tell me it hasn't fallen out. Oh my goodness. That hasn't. Here it is. Catastrophe averted. Sometimes I wish I had small hands. Most times I don't. Yes. More power. These ones here are a little bit trickier because we can't actually get to the bolt unless we lift the whole thing up. Should we do that? Yes, we should. That'll make it easier. Should have looked at that first. So somehow we got to try and maneuver this up while still being able to tighten it. That's probably not the best angle you fellas have ever seen, but it's going to have to be it. Should have done that the first time. And with that, winch is on. Time for the control box. So we've got a few bits and pieces to do before we lift the Bullbar on. It is the next day. I do have to wait for Andy or Luke to be here to help me lift it on because it is got the winch in now and it is a steel bar, so it'll be quite heavy and we've got to get it onto these chassis rails. Anyway, I got bits and pieces I can do first. Last night I ended up putting the indicators in, but today what I've got to do is wire the new plugs onto the existing indicator cables. I did end up taking the two-way whip end of it off. I hope I can get it back on again. That's a future ritual problem. We'll take the old grill off, put the new grill on, and then we're just about ready to lift the bar on. So I'm going to get those bits and pieces done. I'm looking forward to see what this grill looks like. Hopefully day 2 won't be that much. Hopefully just day 2 morning, whatever that is. Let's get into it. So with everything attached to the Bullbar and the electrics done, I just snap lock those in. It's time to lift the Bullbar on. So Andy's coming out now and we're gonna just lift it on and see how it looks. Right, putting it back on again. This was nowhere as easy as we thought it would be. So it didn't line up just right. It was about 1 mil or 2 out on each side. So we ended up getting the lump hammer out, banging it out on one side, banging it out on the other on the Bullbar. Then we got to the chassis rails and we ended up banging them in a little bit on each side. And then we got some WD-40 just to help things along. And finally, we got the Bullbar on. Right, Bullbar is finally on and in place. So, next steps, put the spotties on, connect them up, connect the winch up, put the hook on the winch. That would be it. And then finally, most satisfying part, rip all the plastic off. So, spotties I think I'll do next and I'll leave the winch until the very end. Right, what do you reckon? All done. Pretty happy with it overall. There is a few things that I've found out that I probably don't love as much. The spotties are very close together. I would have preferred them out a bit to get more airflow into the grill. I love the grill. The grill I'm super happy about. I think it's changed the whole appearance of the car. I'm happy where the winch goes. The bar does sit, it's quite wide. It does sit a lot further out from the car than Andy's does. But if I ever want a high mount winch, I can put it in. Other things, doesn't have parkers, just indicators, that's okay. Doesn't have fog lights, that's okay too. It's got 4 aerial brackets, probably will only ever use 1, but that's okay too. There's nothing in behind here. You can see like a lot of the car, which you won't really notice too much, but it's probably not as pretty as Andy's bar in a nice way. But the good thing about that is if I do want to get to the clutch of the winch, it is absolutely so easy to do. And I love the way the control box is hidden underneath too. So lots of positives, a few negatives, but for 800 bucks, dead set. Seriously, loving it. I will, when I eventually sell the Old Bar and scrub rails. I'll put what I got for them in the comments, and then we'll subtract that from this and see what the net cost of this bar was. So anyway, thank you very much for watching. If you do want more stuff like this, please do remember to subscribe, drop me a comment, and we'll see you in the next one.